All right, I'd like you to join me on Canvas. I'm going to go over some helpful information for your first field visit. So on Canvas, I can go ahead and select this Begin Here. And from the Begin Here, I'm able to access the class calendar. The class calendar shows our field seminars, which we're finished with, but more importantly, the field experiences, and kind of give me an overview of what to expect. So down at the bottom, where we've started this turquoise band, where we're no longer coming to campus for TE 312. Instead, we have graduated, if you will, to our time in actual math classrooms. And down at the bottom, I just want to spotlight this week 1 that has a little more information than the other weeks. This same calendar was provided to your teachers with an email reminder from me. On October 23rd, it's your first field visit, minus 1 grade level at Emerson, and they know who they are. Candidates, that's you, are going to attend during math time. So that will be an observation visit. You should be prepared to introduce yourself to the students. Remember that you are not Jane or Skylar or Abby. Instead, you're Miss Graham, Mr. MD. So practice saying that. And I'll go over documents that you'll want to take with you in just a moment. And then we see that with field visit number 2, it's more likely, depending on the teacher schedule, that you will have a little bit of time to sit down and interview your classroom teacher. Now, when you get to the school, you're going to look for the sign-in sheet that's at the office. Remember, it's in a blue or a gold folder. It'll say UNK Math Methods on the front. Each of you filled out one of these candidate pages the first week of the semester. The expectation is to arrive 10 minutes before that scheduled math class time and stay 10 minutes after math class ends so you can ask the teacher, do a little debrief with him or her to find out if there's anything you can prepare for the next visit, as well as help with cleanup, organizing student papers, etc. When you're filling in the attendance log, it's pretty self-explanatory, but you'll be responsible for knowing the date, putting in your own initials, putting in the time that you're arriving, that you're standing there at the office waiting maybe for that class partner, circling whether you're wearing that UNK lanyard or ID. And then you're going to stop because that's the pre-visit. Now, if I return to the home page of Canvas, I've highlighted the important areas for the field experience for now. In October, we have 2 reflections. Those are coming soon since we're already to over the halfway point of October, and then this online module that's due at the end of the month. So if I click on October Reflections, there's some prep work before that first visit. That would involve knowing what you're looking for in that classroom observation and preparing your interview questions. So we brainstormed some at the library, but now you'll have some choice in those that you actually are prepared to ask your teacher. So I would encourage you to have these prompts up before you enter the school in case you can't gain internet access. So you already have those displayed on your iPad, or go ahead and print them off. So if I click on the prompts for those first 2 visits, I'm going to go ahead and start with the second prompt, the observation. I know what I'm looking for then. What are students doing? What are teachers doing as it relates to 5 dimensions of productive classrooms? If I use my foldable, I've got some key questions for each area. I might not pick up aspects of each area. That's okay. Specify what you see as it pertains to content, what you see as it pertains to agency ownership identity, and be purposeful with what you're summarizing in those 200 to 250 words. You'll do that individually. If you have opportunities to get up and walk around the room, that's fine. This reflection is best done immediately afterwards, so you don't want to have a large gap in between when you were watching the math lesson and when you're writing up your observation. As far as preparation for your interview, I would encourage you to take that with you that first day, just in case you have an opportunity to stay and visit with your teacher. I gave you each individualized notes. Remember, I'm doing that for 23 different groups, so I can't specify exactly what time that is, but you have that information. You can highlight, circle, designate the ones that you're prepared to ask, and then you'll summarize what some of the most important things were that you learned. It's not that important to me when I'm reading your reflections that I see like a question answer type of response. I just want to know, was that a valuable experience to sit down with that classroom teacher, and what kinds of things did you find out that you think will be helpful? You'll find the submission places for those then back here. You can submit in the order that I'd like, one by Thursday, October 25th, and one by Tuesday, October 30th, and I can review what the expectations are so that I am guaranteed to earn 5 points for my reflection. So that tells you what you need to be thinking about at least the night before, what I'm going to wear, what I'm going to take with me. And then if I come back when I'm ready to leave, so I've stayed 10 minutes beyond the end of math class time, I'm going to sign out, and then I'm just going to do a quick 1 through 7. Did I get to observe today? Most likely on 10:23, you'll be recording the number 1 right here. I know Bailey Simonson and Allison are going to do their teacher interview, so they'll be writing a 1 and a 2. If there's an other that you ever want to tell me about, you can label a 7, and that's why there's space here. Otherwise, the numbers will suffice. So you'll see some opportunities. Co-teaching, that could be with your classroom teacher or your planning partner. Teaching, co-teaching the whole group, looking at students' papers, we call that assessment data, other types of things, whether it's preparing for upcoming lessons. I've even had a group before help with a bulletin board. Signing out for now. Remember your challenge of the week